Hoo boy, it was always going to happen. Let's talk about Lars Von Trier.
Jesus Christ. Antichrist. Where do we even begin?
What can I say? I understand Hitler.
Lars Von Trier is an enigma. His public persona is pretty much in the toilet, with his wild claims of pseudo-Nazi sympathism, track record of being difficult on set, and his films constantly dividing opinion wildly. One thing you can't deny is the man has serious balls. He doesn't care what you think, and he'll examine the shit out of any subject he feels like. Take Nymphomaniac, where there's a whole scene portraying a character having sympathy for a paedophile who she's been torturing. Then, for not acting on his sexual fantasies, she starts sucking him off. It's mad! Some would say offensive. But man, you can't deny it's not thought-provoking. Melancholia is one of the most fantastic, visceral illustrations of depression I've ever seen. Even Nymphomaniac has some of the most weirdly beautiful moments of cinema, with an expertly written dissection of two opposing characters perfectly bouncing off one another to stir up discussion. Others will argue it's filth that goes too far with trying to be shocking. My opinion is he's infinitely fascinating, not just in his eccentric, bleak outlook on life, but his films always run that fine line between genius and garbage. If nothing else, what he produces is unforgettable and undeniably original.
Okay, I'm a Nazi.
However, Antichrist is where his intellectual, metaphorical bullshit arguably goes too far into being pretentiously artsy. When it landed, everyone, even fans of it, had little clue what to make of it.
It follows a husband and wife whose baby falls out of a window to its death while they're busy making whoopee. Grief-stricken, they decide to try exposure therapy by going to stay in the woods due to the wife's fear of nature. And from there, a whole bunch of weird shit happens. It's all brutal, confusing, and allegorical. Willem Dafoe and Charlotte Gainsbourg are as amazing here as they always are. They fully commit to these roles, and Von Trier really has a way of making Gainsbourg Oscar-worthy whenever she's in front of a camera. Apparently, for a scene involving Willem Dafoe's penis, his actual penis had to be replaced by a smaller prosthetic because his real penis was distractingly big. Go Willem.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to melt into the green. Don't fight it. Just turn green.
First things first, the film is drop-dead gorgeous. Only Von Trier would make a baby's death look so beautiful and eloquent. There's so many visuals that stay in your head. They're just so maniacal and strange, yet stunning to behold. It has great use of slow motion to give the film a creepy feeling, as well as highlight particularly beautiful scenes. Like here with Willem Dafoe getting rained on by acorns. If this was in normal motion, it wouldn't nearly have the same impact. And then there's the gore. This is one serious film when it comes to violence, and it's the one part that I see people criticise the most. Honestly, I've seen far worse, but it's more the sexual violence that people seem to have a problem with. Yeah, it's gross, but it's a horror film, and an intensely dark one at that. It also has very brief kind of blink and you'll miss it acts.
The film's atmosphere is one of the bleakest I've ever experienced. You get depressed just watching it.
Von Trier wrote this film following a depressive episode, and watching it, it's like you're having to live through one yourself. The film is slow, with people's expressions constantly anguished. There's no love or hope, it's just sadness, or aggressive sex purely in order to feel something. A lot of the film's allegories seem to be about sorrow and meaningless attachment, like this fox eating itself.
What the hell was that?
You can see it as simply a scary scene where a talking fox munches its innards. Or it can be looked at as an embodiment of the self-destructive nature of depression, and its words the outlook someone with the disease may have.
That's just a single brief scene, but to dissect everything in the movie would take forever, and everything has multiple ways you can look at it.
It's an experimental horror film, so it was never going to have a chance at mainstream appeal. It's like Begotten or Mother. It's simply too weird and too damn dark for most people to appreciate or devote the time to understand it. It is just so memorable though. It's one hell of a chilling horror flick, even if you don't have a clue what's going on. If anything, that only adds to the fear you're feeling. When I watch this thing, the word that comes to mind the most is evil. Like watching it curses you in some way, and you're never going to be the same after experiencing it. I've watched this quite a few times, and I still have no clue what to really make of it. Some aspects I love, and others I'm unsure on.
The only thing I am sure of is I'll definitely be watching it again down the line, once more attempting to unlock all the riddles of its secrets it holds.
Herself.
Bastard! You're leaving me! Archie! You bastard! You're leaving me!
I'm not. I'm helping you.
You're leaving me!